Hey y'all, welcome in for the All American Universe live after show right here on Erica Vane TV. How is everybody doing tonight? I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm a little tired, but we are here. And Loki, I feel like the chat or the live is gonna be a little shorter. Because tonight's episodes were interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and lead with that, but um, okay, I think everything's good. But before we get started, as we typically do, hey, official Dejanay, Tink loves music. Hey, 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 Nia Love, what's up? Kofi, hey, Angela, hey, Nia, hey, Dante, hey. How did you all like tonight's All American and All American Homecoming episodes? What did you think? Let me know in the comments or in the chat. And of course, I want to get a preview of what y'all are thinking before I tell y'all what I'm thinking, because I ain't trying to change nobody's opinions on nothing. Hey, Mercedes. Let me, while y'all are letting me know what you thought about both episodes, let me check the channel and make sure we're good. Hey, Zai. Hey, Shari. Hey, Abigail. I have been living, breathing, sleeping Top Boy for like the last 24 hours. So it was good to have a break. Okay, let's see what y'all are saying. Abigail says, hi, tonight, both 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for both? For both? Okay. Nia says, I thought Daniel did a great job. Yeah, he directed tonight's episode. Naya says, loved All American Homecoming. Kofi says, man, both episodes were fire. Hey, Vaughn. I got really emotional during the scene between Preach Laura with his daughter at the. Yeah, that was dope. Hey, A. Fulton. All American Homecoming was lit. HC was great. Haven't seen All American yet, but was it good? Naya, I have not said what I thought about it just yet, but of course I'm going to tell y'all. Dante says I like both. Was fire. See, Breeson had said All American had you in your feelings. Okay. Zai says I love both episodes. Okay. Keep dropping y'all's thoughts in. Actually, I forgot to grab water, so I'm going to grab water really, really quickly. Be right back. Take me somewhere far away from here, from here. Take me somewhere far away from here, from here. Take me somewhere far away from here, from here. Take me somewhere far away from here, from here. I need you to listen, listen. Okay, told y'all I was gonna be super quick. Tink says both were good, but Homecoming was good. Child, not this mic tripping. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All American Homecoming was a 9, but AA was a 10. What about All American made it a 10 in y'all's book? If you gave All American a 10 tonight, what about it made it a 10 for you? Okay, my bad, y'all. I got a new desk, so I'm trying to like configure the setup, and this mic is like being weird, trying to fall off. Okay. I need to know I'm not the only one out here in the streets shipping JR and Nathaniel. Victor, you are not. I have been shipping JR and Nathaniel secretly this entire time. But like officially, I think I told Naya and Melissa like 3 episodes ago. But then I was also looking at the preview for this episode and I was like, okay, but then he tried to get smart or try to get cute. And I ain't having that because Nate don't deserve that. But I'm 100% shipping Nate and JR, even though I don't really like JR, y'all. And he kind of really showed why I don't like him in this episode. Maybe, what am I doing wrong with this thing? Child, I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this thing. I might have to hold it. Did y'all enjoy Daniel Ezra's directorial debut? Hey, Lawrence. Adriana says, hey, I love both. All American made me tear up a little. All American Homecoming did as well. I hope Damon doesn't start shutting people out. Shanoa, hey, boo. Hope you had a great birthday last week. Hey, y'all. Oh no, sorry, I was just a little bit late because I was working on Top Boy stuff and I was behind in like watching All American, so I literally just finished watching Homecoming and then press go live, so that's my bad. Abigail says those Bolivia scenes, also like the Jordan and Layla scenes. Nia says that Michael was looking real snackish this episode. Oh, so we saying that Jordan looks good now. I'm messing with you because I don't know if you're one of the people who be coming for him, but people always be coming for him. It's hilarious. Zai says, I really like how they handled Preach and the theme of how hard it is for people coming out of jail to get past their past. Okay. Mercedes says, all I know is Damon got one more time to grab Simone's hand and I'm going to blow a fuse. Y'all, why did I square up? Like, I got to put this off. Hold on. Let me get this mic together real quick because I got to, like, use my hands. And right now I'm holding this mic. Sorry, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Clearly I'm having trouble tonight.
Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. I need you to listen. Listen. I want you. I miss you. I miss you. I still miss you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You got me in my feelings. Can't fight the way I feel. You got me in my feelings. Don't wanna make it real. You got me in my feelings. Can't fight the way I feel. You got me in my feelings. Don't wanna make it real. You got something that I need. Yeah, I need. Ooh, ooh. All I want is you. All I. Ooh, ooh. All I want is you. All I. Ooh, ooh. Take me somewhere. Take me somewhere. Take me somewhere. Take me somewhere. Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. Take me somewhere far away from here. From here. I need you to listen. Listen. I want you.
Okay, sorry. I had to switch my mic stand up. Hey, Jamal. Hey, Philip. Angela. Chanel says your birthday was chill. I'm so glad you go live with all of us. So excited for tonight. Yes, I love doing it. Okay, wait, let me read a couple more people because I feel like I'm about to be the Debbie Downer of the group when I tell y'all what I think. So I'm really trying to cipher y'all's like positive energy. Victor Holmes says, I miss JJ and Asher, though those boys get no screen time, I swear. Asher just got a bunch of screen time last episode. Yeah, we're not shipping Jordan and Layla, but I haven't been shipping Jordan and Layla. Like, I don't think that you have to, like, what kind of annoys me is, like, the idea that a guy can be super sweet to a girl and, like, genuinely care about her well-being and want her to be happy. And then immediately, like, he also has to, like, date her. It's like, why can't he just want the best for her because he wants her to flourish? Like, it's so exhausting with like so many series just kind of like forcing certain things. Like, people can have really, really great chemistry and never date. Like, that actually happens. Like, that is what your friendship should really look like. Like, you should have really great chemistry with your friends regardless. So I'm still not shipping Jordan and Layla, and I love the way that Jordan showed up for Layla in this episode. Only thing I didn't like, this is Nia she said was them continuing Coop's storyline. Just go to jail already. I don't care. There was a moment at the end when that damn detective came. I was just like, all right, she about to do 18 months. Okay, cool. We got it. That's fine. We don't need to hear nothing else. We'll write a letter. I'm good. I think Grace was going out for principal. That's why she doesn't want Billy to be principal. But then they gave us the okie doke with this little like new lady. It's like, girl, I'm here for Grace giving Billy a run for his money, but who are you? I don't know you. We don't know her. Mitchell Edwards takes a bow. That boy can sing. Yes, he caught me by surprise. Come on, fool around entertainer. Like, I'm totally here for it. Yeah, I was okay. So this is before I had my mic issues. I was watching the scene with Simone and Damon, and I was like, you better not kiss her. You better not kiss her. Like, I was literally watching on this screen because I was like also working on something in Photoshop, and I stopped what I was doing and put my hand up just like this, and I was like, Erica, you cannot fight this damn fictitious ass characters, but I want to fight him, but he didn't. But they are another one. I am totally fine with them keeping this chemistry that they got, or whatever the hell this is. It feels great. It looks great. Okay, cool. But they need to stay friends. I need Damon to stay in this little purgatory state of like really, really liking Simone as long as possible, because I can't. I just can't. I definitely feel it. I definitely see it. So I'm not going to be that delusional to act like there is no, chemistry in that realm. I don't know. It's something about Damon though as a character. Like, okay, and I don't want this to come across like bad, but y'all my people, if you watching a rewatch, hear me all the way out, okay? Because I'm about to say this and I don't know how it's going to sound, but my people was on live with me, so they're going to feel me and they're going to correct me if I'm wrong or like help me clean it up, right? But for Damon to be the adopted kid that feels out of place, he is very intense and intentional with affection, and like not even like romantic affection, but just like normal, like touch and like eye contact. He is very connected in a way that I would not expect a kid who is struggling with feeling loved or struggling with the idea of like feeling value within a family unit. So every time he and does he do it with anybody else? He doesn't really do it with anybody else. He just does it with Simone. But he also feels like this is very natural to him. So it's not like he's just cultivating it because of Simone. I don't know. But I'll be watching him and I'm just like, he's so intense. And he cares so deeply. Where the hell did this come from? Because it ain't your mama. But what I will say, y'all could go ahead and give me my credit, because 2 episodes ago, I was calling Thea and Damon did what? He has researched every athlete on this campus. And there was a little spark there too. And y'all don't act like you don't see it, because it was there. Okay? It was definitely there. Patience needs to break up with her already. Chanel says, I don't see any romantic chemistry between Jordan and Layla at all. Good friends though. Yes, really good friends. I can't wait to see Coop behind bars. I'm tired. Lord, now that's out here wishing that she go to jail, child. We are all exhausted with the Coop storyline. And honestly, y'all, if I'm going to be like 100% serious, it also kind of, okay, before I even get into specifics, I was very underwhelmed by the All-American episode. There were so many things that just rubbed me the wrong way or confused me, didn't keep me engaged. I feel like there's a lot of things happening, but no real story being moved along. It just kind of feels like we're watching stuff. So, and I don't want to like take anything away from Daniel. Like, this was his directorial debut. The episode looked great. Like, it looked like a regular All-American episode, but I fear that we're not watching the All-American that we were watching before. Like, I feel like there has been a shift in the show, and this isn't actually the same show. And to just be frank, I was underwhelmed. I did like Preach's storyline and like what they were able to do with him, and being able to see Kareem give these very emotional beats and go where he went in this episode. That was probably the best part for me. But then there's also so many things that I'm just like, I don't care about. And I'm also noticing that they're getting into this pattern where they aren't really doing cliffhangers anymore. Like, to me, Coop getting arrested is not a cliffhanger. It's just the kind of end. They're really doing a thing where they present a problem at the top of the episode, have people circle around the problem for the most part in the middle, and then at the end, they wrap it up in some kind of neat bow and they hurry up and do that. And it feels really weird. And it doesn't feel like All-American to me, which was seasons 1 and 2. Season 3 is a whole thing completely different. But this season, it doesn't feel like the show that I fell in love with. And this episode is a great example of that. Like, what exactly did we need to know from this episode that actually moves us forward with the show and the storylines? Because I don't have nothing. Preach ain't going to jail. We done went through all of that just for him not to be going to jail. Coop is going to jail, but she's going to be back out next week and then at the Baker's house talking and fighting this case or whatever. So that's going to be a circle around this as well, because she committed perjury or lied to the police or whatever the charge is going to be. Okay, cool. Honestly, I'm going to be honest, and I know I'm going to get chewed up about this. While the Olivia scenes were cute, why is Spencer still at this beach house? It's unrealistic, especially when we have All-American All-American Homecoming coming right behind All-American. We watching kids stay on campus, and then we getting to see, like, both of these sets of people are freshmen. Spencer is over here doing whatever the hell he wants to, but you also want us to buy in on the episodes that you decide that, oh, he needs to really have time to focus and he don't have time to be able to get anything in, and he got to balance Olivia, he got to do this, he got that, he got to do that. But then this episode, he got all this time to run around Crenshaw and fix Coop's problem, fix Preach problem, get his mama together, and not practice once, not checking with the team. We haven't seen him connect with his team at all. This isn't a bye week, because I saw somebody post in the comments like, oh, maybe this is the bye week that Jordan actually went to homecoming or went to BRINGSTON to see Simone, because Jordan is spending this time getting Layla together. It's just like, what is happening? I don't understand. Like, I feel like we've lost the plot, I fear. And again, I was just underwhelmed. Like, I think I got to like the 40-minute mark of the episode, and I was just like, what am I watching? And then I found myself distracted and like, all right, I can't wait for All-American Homecoming to come on, because I'm sorry, y'all. For those who really loved the episode, I'm glad that y'all loved it, but it wasn't me. I didn't actually really enjoy it. I think I'm gonna struggle putting together this breakdown because I don't even know of what we saw. Like, what is there worthwhile to talk about? I don't know. Like, Spencer and Olivia helped put on this art show that Preach came up with. Grace is caping for some random woman that we have never seen before. Meanwhile, we thought that it was going to be her that was going to be the one that was going to give Billy the run for his money. It's like, now, girl, I'm back on Billy's side because I don't know this lady and where you pull her from. I don't give a damn if she was the guidance counselor or not. These kids have been going through hell and I ain't seen her. Except for when she was the one who told Coop that she wasn't in school or whatever. Like, she ain't the one, you know, putting herself out there trying to save Jabari or do this and do that. Billy do got that on her. Like, to me, Grace is a better choice because we've actually seen what she's done for these kids, both inside the school and outside the school, and she's a little bit more stable. But I don't know this guidance counselor lady, so no, I ain't rooting for her. Billy need to stay the principal. Okay, that's next. Like, everything that happened, I'm just kind of like, okay. And honestly, I feel like if I would have not watched this episode, y'all, I wouldn't have missed anything and I would have been able to pick up next week and been fine. But that's just my thoughts. Again, if you enjoyed it, I'm really glad that you did. Hey, Reese. Hey, Ray Lee. Let me see. Cam, Isha's everything. Cam and Keisha's chemistry is just off the charts. They are so perfect for each other. Hey, Johnny. I think that would be good, Ray Lee. So they don't go as far as dating, but exploring the emotional connection and then having it be parallel. So watching Jordan show up for Layla while Damon shows up for Simone. And then if they have some type of tension, being able to speak to both of those separate situations, I think that could be a really great story to tell. Shari says we were this close to being done with Mo and her storyline, and then they give us a whole flashback and a separate camera angle. Like, where were the people? Where were these witnesses when it was actually going down? Because I saw no one. Okay, no one. But now all of a sudden we got magical witnesses that magically recorded things and decided to come forth. It's like, what? I want Layla to give Clay a chance too, for real. No, Tashika, I cannot give you a link to watch tonight's episode. You will have to check the CW app. Thea's not pissing you off anymore. Y'all feel bad for Thea? I always knew that Thea was like a little lonely girl. I knew that she was a virgin. I knew that she hadn't really had any experience. Like, it was just popping right off of her. Like, she was just way too anti for no damn reason. So it was definitely giving that for me. To me, Damon craved that from his mom. So the fact that Simone somewhat gives him that. Gives him what, Dante? Because I feel like he is more affectionate with Simone than Simone is with him. Hey, Fulton, you agree it's not the same show that you became obsessed with? And we talked about this in the DMs. Yeah, it just feels different. They gave Preach his flowers this episode. Preach's storyline was the best part of this episode for sure. But even that feels inconsistent because we haven't even seen him since episode 1, right? Like, or maybe episode 3, I think. We haven't seen him really that much this season so far. To pop back and then now it's this whole episode about him. It's like, okay. The Billy and Grace storyline being about empty nesting, that felt disingenuous. That felt like it came out of nowhere because she ain't even got an empty nest. Dillon is still there and Spencer is right up the street, sitting at a beach house and then coming at home to wash laundry. The nest ain't even empty. What is happening? What happened to the original plot of the movie? Like, y'all, it was tough. Watching this episode, it was kind of tough because I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on, and I think I pay attention a little bit, just a little bit. Nazir, you understand what I'm saying? The whole episode felt like a pause in the narrative. Nothing from last episode really carried over at all. And shout out to Naya. She's not on here tonight, but she mentioned this to me. We were just on the phone together, and she was like, it's giving sitcom vibes. So now it's starting to shift. Like seasons 1 and 2 of All American was definitely a 1 hour drama. Last season was 1 hour drama taken to the damn max because it was chaotic AF. But this season, it's this episode, if we're going to use this episode as an example, it is definitely giving sitcom vibes. It just seems every episode they give Olivia and Spencer something random to do. I'm glad I ain't the only one noticing it. The fact that there wasn't Grace running for principal was so weird to me. Yes. This was an episode that you can skip and not miss nothing. I agree there should be more on campus stuff and less of this other stuff. Like, are we going to college or not? Because it's still giving very much so. I'm at the Baker's house. I'm at Grace's house. And now we're at this random beach house. But we're not on campus. But then when we are on campus, we got to find balance and get off of campus sometime. Like, you just got here. What is happening? And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really struggling with the idea that Spencer is living off campus as a freshman football player. That is just beyond flooring me. Miss Scott says, I'm glad you said it because I was starting to feel bad that I was counting down the minutes until homecoming. Counting them down. And I'm an hour behind. Like, I literally am on the West Coast, right? So actually, All American Homecoming is about to go off now. But I'm only able to watch it early because I literally log into my family, who I'm from Baltimore, my family's DVR, and I'm watching it. Like, I have to wait for it to record and then I'll watch it. So I'm an hour behind, y'all. And I was literally like, I could have just kept this hour and just went straight to homecoming. Like, I was literally like, I wonder if they would notice if I don't watch All American one day and just come on live and just say yeah to whatever they saying, because tonight would have been a night that I did that, because it really just didn't add anything to it. And then also I was like, well, Erica, maybe you're being overly critical, because like I said at the top of this live, I spent my day today breaking down Top Boy. So if you're not watching it, Netflix dropped the new season of Top Boy on Friday, and it's absolutely amazing. So I was like, damn, you're probably like still in this critical bag with Top Boy. It's a drama. So then you go to All American. That's the next thing that you watch after you rewatch 8 episodes of that and wrote all these things out. So maybe you being overly critical about it. And I'm like, no, All American wasn't given, because when I watched All American Homecoming, I was hooked the entire time. I could not stop. I could not look away. I could not, like, I wasn't distracted. I didn't pick up my phone. I was following the stories. The storylines for each character made sense. It was flowing. So yeah, All American was the weakest link tonight. We all thought it was the final chapter of Most Storyline. Oh, but going back to the Most Storyline, because I was going to say this earlier, it also was very weird to me how quickly Amina was like mad, and then all of a sudden she wasn't mad no more. Like, little girl, you have been mad for literally 27 episodes. And then like that, you realize the error in your ways. Like, I feel like they don't give things time to, like, they give some things too much time to breathe. Like, we spent all of this time on this Most Storyline, all of this time on Amina trying to figure out who did what, why they did what, this confession is wrong, whatever. And then in the moment that they want it to be over, then they wrap it up. And I'm just like, that also doesn't feel really natural either. So now I'm just sitting here like, okay, we did all that for this. Where is Grace's man Carter at? Their relationship would be more interesting to watch. Yes. And then like having Spencer announce, like, I wish that we would have been able to see some of these things. If they're going to try to make this empty nester thing work, then I need to see Grace calling Carter and he's too busy, or him texting back, I'll call you back, and then don't call. Or like just seeing certain things happen versus Spencer standing in the hallway of his old room and then reading off all the things that's wrong with his mama when he didn't even have time to be able to have snack time with his girl and get enough sleep while working on this and this. So how do you actually even know what is happening in Crenshaw? Because your ass is supposed to be on campus and doing what you got to do with football, and that's supposed to be running you ragged, but you know enough to come back over here and read Miss Grace down. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to show me and don't tell me, you know? I'm gonna need that. Kofi says, I see what you're saying, Erica, but I wanted to ask, how would they write the storyline between Nate and JR if they wrote them together? By the way, sorry, Erica, Layla is low-key feeling Jordan. Did you see her face? I saw her face, and it feels forced. I'm also very, like, one of the things I haven't said on live, but I'm also very interested in the fact that Layla was Simone's maid of honor, but has not called her once, has not talked to her once while she's been away at school. So again, all of that feels forced. So I hear you, Kofi, but that feels forced. When it comes to Nate and JR, I feel like they're already planting the seeds for their relationship, because every relationship starts with, well, it should, but you don't. But every relationship pretty much starts with friends. So like them getting to a place where he's coming and, you know, being very vulnerable and open about his parents' divorce and getting relatable advice of like, well, what did you do when you went through it? That is all the beginnings of their relationship, and it's going to write itself, because I personally feel like JR is giving me queer, and that's not to like be rude or anything or like say there's a specific type, but I just felt like his character was going to be bisexual. I didn't speak on it because I didn't know how to. But yeah, I feel like Nate and him could literally write themselves as they develop a close friendship. The same way that we're seeing Simone and Damon become really, really great friends first. Like, that could totally happen. They should definitely live on campus, and then they could go back and forth between Beverly and Crenshaw. Lawrence, this is technically the second half of All American season. They didn't do the mid-season in the middle like they typically do. They did it after episode 7. So, and All American Homecoming is going through straight for their 13 episodes. Tink says, I think they want Homecoming to be the dorm-based show based to the detriment of AA. They don't want to make duplicate sceneries. With that, though, they could film other locations on campus. And they're going to 2 different types of school. Like, I thought with Spencer and Jordan going to a PWI, this was going to be a great great opportunity for them to show what the experience is like for a HBCU and what the experience is like for a PWI. But if we're never on the PWI's campus, nobody gets to see the juxtaposition. And it is very different, y'all. It is a stark difference of what the experience is being a Black student at a HBCU versus a Black student at a PWI. And to me, that's an area of opportunity. Like, I don't care about this beach house. I don't care about what Beverly or the Baker household is giving no more. I don't, like, put them on campus. If they at this UCLA, you know, seeming like school, then show me what UCLA is giving to Black students. Most college shows have them go back and forth from campus to extra characters who aren't on campus. But they don't have them do it at the start like they're doing it now with freshman year. Because even Zoe, for Grownish, lived on campus. Tariq, for Power Book 2 Ghost, lives on campus. Next season, I can see him moving off campus. But your freshman year moves off campus. And if you're an athlete, you do, like, it literally in real life, you don't live off campus. Especially if you're a freshman. It just does not work that way. Nia says, so should we skip right to AHC then? Yes, let's go ahead and go into All American Homecoming and what we felt about all of that. Because for the most part, that's my take on it, y'all. And I will be doing an All American video breakdown so I can take some time and like formulate some better thoughts and really try to point at certain storyline things and plot things and really try to connect the dots and see where they were going with it after I give it a little bit more time. But for the most part, I was kind of underwhelmed. But Homecoming, though, the lights went out and all the secrets came out. And what I will say is the baby Shay adoption thing, it went over a lot better than I thought. But I was sitting here like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I feel like I felt all the feelings with All American Homecoming tonight. Like, I love even the moments of Simone taking a second to be like, should I tell them, should I not? That's a moment of like really trying to figure out if these people are your friends, because they're all new to her life and she feels so close to them and they are her family in this new space. But this is a very real thing, a very vulnerable thing for her to share with them, and it's one of the biggest things. So like watching her, you know, talk to Auntie Amara about if she should reveal this or not and what that tension looks like with her, I was like totally here for it. Simone looked amazing the entire episode. I was like, yes, it's giving. I love the addition of Thea in this episode and like getting her backstory and realizing how much of a child prodigy she is, specifically for tennis, and what that looks like for her, and some of the shortcomings that she is, you know, suffering from because she has prioritized tennis in the way that she has, and even seeing more of her insecurities as, you know, Damon and Kim were talking about sex and dating and this and that. And I don't care what y'all say, I saw the little moment between Damon and Thea, because there could be a seed there. I'm not saying that he is like all in or whatever, but all Simone got to do is set Damon up to kiki with her a couple more times, and we're gonna be seeing Dia. We're gonna be seeing Dia, and I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. Now I don't know if I want Damon to be her first, because, well, you know what? Damon looks like a player, but he don't be moving like a player, so I can't even go ahead and tack that on his bill. For the most part, he's a very nice little young gentleman, a little touchy-feely, a little overly affectionate, but he's still cool. So maybe. Anyway, I'm going that route. If Damon's gonna get with anybody, then he need to go ahead and get with Thea. I'm totally here for that. What else happened in this episode? Auntie Amara and Coach Turner. I mean, at least this held her ground and got some answers. She got some answers in something else. I was kind of annoyed though. Like at the end, she did all of that, got the answers that she want, got a little extra sugar on the side, and then she like, oh yeah, this was closure. Girl, ain't nothing close about this. You have been worried and concerned and pining and like thinking about this, and you talking about you did all that for closure, honey. You wanted your man back, and now you got him. Like, what are we doing? What exactly are we doing? What do I make of Coach Marcus's explanation about quitting baseball and breaking up with Amara? I mean, I could see it, because I feel like that's something that men do. Like, y'all getting y'all ego bag so tough, and it's just like, it's like nothing that anybody else can say or do once you make your mind up about something. So I could totally see him getting to a down place where he feel like he made a horrible mistake. He's completely embarrassed by the decision that he made. He's already getting this talk out of her sister about how he's not good enough. And then once he decides that he's not good enough, there's nothing that she can do about it. There's nothing that nobody can do about it. So I think that it was the truth. I don't think that he was like lying to her. Do you think that he was lying, Kofi? You have a feeling we're going to see Clay next week? Maybe. I'm plotting on, look, Layla, don't you got some tour you can do in Atlanta? Because I'm going to need you to come get some of this BRINGSTON energy. I'm trying to move Layla over to the homecoming side of things. Either Grace wants to be principal or she's going through menopause. But Grace is only like 40. She can't. I hope she's not going through early menopause. Because her and Carter are still young enough to have a kid together. Hope she's not going through menopause. Lord have mercy. Tink says, I thought Marcus was going to say that he slept with Amara's sister. He could be Simone's dad. Maybe that's a rabbit hole, but that's where my mind went. I did not think that at all. Oh my God. But listen, that would have been giving drama, okay? So we want to see a fracture with Thea and Simone's friendship because of Damon? Is that why that's gonna fracture? Is that what you saying, Angela? Because of Damon? I mean, I don't want them to move too quickly with it. If that happens, then Simone's gonna have to, admit that she actually likes Damon, which I don't see her doing anytime soon. So, Why she playing with the coach's feelings like that? Well, I mean, he did play with her for years and then leave her ass hanging. And last week had the nerve to tell her, can we leave the past in the past? I asked you today because I wanted to know today. So that answer is no. You cannot leave it in the past. Wait, I missed the 90210 comment. Oh, get rid of the adults. I don't want them to get rid of the adults. I actually like Laura's character. I wish they did more with her. It's so interesting to me to see how Cam is moving with Keisha. I'm like, yo, when did you learn to not be a hater? Like, when did you learn to be this attentive and appreciative and, like, supportive? Because where the hell was all of this in All American when you was running amok, sir? Damon got mad at Simone for something that she had no control over, and JR wasn't for sure. What if they told him getting his hopes up before his parents are, or who his parents are, and it wasn't true? I mean, I think that they could have told him that it was a possibility and invited him into the search or asked his permission to search. I think that that's more so what he was getting mad about. And we already knew that Damon was going to respond the way that he did, just learning about her giving the child up for adoption, because he's fighting with his own feelings. And I love the way that they used the dialogue and created that conversation between the two of them, because he had just said, like, what kind of mom gives their kid up? And I'm like, yo, I knew he's been thinking this or feeling this. And the fact that he articulated it in this moment, I just thought that that was brilliant. Simone don't want to see Thea with Damon, but yet she sent Damon to Thea. So I don't even know. I don't think that she's like thinking about that just yet. Like, she got a lot on her plate. Retro X, we already talked about Coop getting arrested, and we're fine with her going to jail. Cam singing to Keisha is everything. Everything. Let me find out I actually like Cam now. Shout out to Antonio, who's been leading the Cam camp before it was cool. He really does like Keisha. And I was like, girl, if you don't get your butt up talking about you sleepy, go eat with this boy about to break his whole heart after he done did all this stuff for you, put together this whole video shoot, you can get yourself up and go eat some pancakes. Stop playing. That's true, Tink. Cam found somebody who enjoys going toe-to-toe with him. They spicy. That is for sure. They are. Red is not a flavor. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Layla and Jordan and how we're still not here for it. I think I'm caught up on all y'all's comment. Oh, Vaughn says Homecoming is 100% a better show, no doubt. Not feeling what I know is ahead, but it's definitely on the horizon. Simone crossing the line with Damon. It's inevitable, girl. I don't know. I think they still got plenty of story that they can tell without them crossing the line. So I'm here for them to continue to explore their closeness without it ever really crossing the line. Jamal, my day was good. It was just long. I spent the whole day recording Top Boy breakdowns. So my voice is a little bit raspy because I've been talking all day. But it was good. It was good. I got a good amount of stuff done. Nate is such a nurturing person, and I love how she communicates. Love her down. I cannot wait till we get more. Give me more. I want more backstory. I want to know what she wants, what she hopes for, who she's going to be in love with. Like, give me all of what Nate has to offer. Cam has already fallen, and he cannot get up. He don't want to get up, okay? Just go ahead, call him Maya. Hey, Lou. Welcome in. Okay. So honestly, Elena, I'm still thinking about this because Damon opens up the email by the end of the episode and it shows that there's no adoption records in Georgia. My first thought, did we check Chicago? Did we check whatever's surrounding Georgia? Because who knows? Because he is adopted. Like, his mama adopted him. So, like, now he need to make a call. Mama, where did you adopt me? Where did you pick me up from? Because these people ain't got no records of me, and now I have a problem. Tell him, Shari. Simone put Damon in the friend zone a few times now. Exactly. Y'all gonna be waiting. I think that Keisha initially wanted Cam as a play toy, but I also think that Keisha might not have been in a serious relationship before, because you remember when we first met her, she was playing games trying to get with Spencer or Jordan to make her boyfriend at the time jealous. So I could totally see her not being in a healthy thing, not getting this type of support before, not feeling the way that she does with Cam, and her pulling back because she don't know what to do with it. That's completely normal. Where did this side of camp come from? Yes. Where did it come from? Because it just sprung up from out of him like it's just a flower blooming. He's going to have to get with someone else before Simone realizes that she wants Damon. Why do y'all need these people to be with each other? Like, y'all are low-key obsessed, and I don't understand it. Are y'all okay? Every single eligible cis person does not gotta be paired off or thrown into a love triangle. My God. We do not have to do it. They can release us from the shackles of these damn stereotypes and tropes. I 100% think that Damon is into Simone. However, even like looking at how he's not actually really applying pressure, but then he starts to ask questions, but then he also realizes his position. All of that to me is very interesting. I can hover in this space for a while. Like, I can hover in the space of Simone not even picking up on it. Like, I don't know if y'all know this last episode, but she made a comment of like, oh, what are y'all doing? Like, can you come? And she was speaking specifically to JR. No, it was either JR or Nate, I can't remember, and Keisha, and was like, oh, you want to come watch tennis with me? And Keisha's like, I'm about to be sitting outside in the heat with you, watching tennis matches. Girl, I'll pass. And Damon is sitting there like, basically like, ask me, and she completely doesn't even think to ask him. Like, I am fine with her being in that space while he is in that space, and we see how the relationship continues to thrive as they both are in their separate beings around acknowledging each other. I think it is something very real to know that they mean something to each other, but that does not automatically mean that they have to just make out now and just it's so for what? And y'all might hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. Somebody made a comment earlier in this chat and they said that they think that they just are finding things for Olivia to do and then they just give them something to do in the episode. When y'all rush into these ships like this, I feel like this is kind of like what happens. Like last episode, we got the first Olivia fight, so it gave a little bit more meat and potatoes, but even that, I wish that they weren't fighting about that because I feel like Olivia had a chance to like really put Spencer first and take the L and like be accountable to that, and she didn't actually show any kind of growth in reference to seeing that part of it. She only apologized after he apologized. But like, when you are rushing to these ships and you just need these things to happen immediately without any kind of full fleshing out of characters and without any type of development, you get what we are kind of seeing now, where Spencer and Olivia are just kind of existing. And they're making them do stuff, and it's not necessarily tied to a specific storyline. It's not necessarily tied to moving them both forward as characters in reference to their character arcs and the journeys that they're supposed to separately be going on. They're just kind of there. So one thing, I'm not looking forward to Damon and Simone getting together because I don't want to repeat the same Olivia storyline. It's boring. It's whack. We've done it already. Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. But then two, if they do it, I want it to be some epic type stuff. And I don't want it to be something so undercooked and they just thrown together because, oh, they liked each other and they've been looking at each other's eyes. Like, and it's so interesting because I was having a conversation with somebody and they made a comment about Olivia and it really made me think, and to me, it kind of rings true. We're not seeing Spencer and Olivia do anything different now, except for have sex, which we're not actually seeing them do it. But we're not seeing Spencer and Olivia do anything different now than what they were doing when they were friends. And I don't want to see that with Damon and Simone. Like, if they're doing this now as friends, what is it going to be that's going to be so much different that we need to have them happen right now, give it to us, and then go forward? Not a damn thing, so they can stay where they're at. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Shout out to Mo. Mo.J is in the chat. Y'all go ahead and follow his channel. He does amazing breakdowns and rants, and he gives the male side of things, the male perspective, which is typically wrong a lot of times, but you know, it's still very much so entertaining. And we're going to be doing some videos together. So go and hit up Mo. Let me pin your comment so people can see your channel. He's absolutely hilarious, y'all. And we're sending him well wishes and getting well soon. He was in an accident last week, and I'm so glad that you are safe and sound. Thank you so much for popping in. But yeah, that was my little quick rant about y'all trying to make fetch happen. Like, stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen. Maybe Damon has been staying with his kidnapper instead of adopted parent. Sip racing. You tried it. That was cute, but give me that plate. No. Switch that birth vibes with his overprotective mama. That's too Lifetime for me. Yes, Shanoa says there's only 9 likes on this video. Go ahead and hit that like button. Give me those likes, y'all. Come on now. Help your good sis out here as I produce this amazing content for y'all on a regular. The like button is free 99. Just go ahead and press it. Vaughn says, my thought about Cam is that's who we're seeing him show up as, is who he authentically is. However, on All American, he was being a typical jock jerk, going along to get along with his football crew. But his football crew was Spencer. Like, we didn't see him transfer until after the fact. Like, and also they really messed up when it came to Cam, because Cam is technically a year younger than Spencer when he was introduced to the series. But then they switched that up just so that he could, they switched it up just so that he could be able to further this particular storyline along. So I see what you're saying, but also, like, a lot of the stuff that Cam was doing was going against the grain back at All American. So, which made his hating just make even less sense, because it was just like, sir, you're literally wrong and you're hating. Tink says real kids like me were wild in college, didn't know what a relationship was. Y'all, I went to undergrad in New Orleans. Now, mind you, I was a very like green girl, like very naive about a lot of things, but my friend's child, I went to college in New Orleans. And freshman year was not looking nothing like what all these damn couples is looking like on All American. For sure. So yes, I agree. Okay, Nia Love says, I didn't say that though. I think it's going to be a minute before they get together. Just thinking they will eventually get there. Maybe in like junior or senior year. I could okay that like years down the line, but I feel like there's so many places that they can go before they actually make that happen, if they're going to make that happen. Antonio, Cam has always been a hater. You can go ahead and lead the Cam camp, but make sure that you keep accurate records, historian. Like, you can't be out here slanting the records. Men aren't wrong. This is John Morales. Okay. Y'all be wrong, but it's all good. Y'all be semi-wrong. That's what Mo said. Y'all be semi-wrong. Y'all be wrong adjacent. Cam is sprung off Keisha. We love to see it. Shout out to Mo. Thank you for the super chat. Give some credit. I'm right 27% of the time. Thanks for the love. And yes, y'all, hit that like button. Thank you so much for popping here, Mo. And thank you for the super chat. You are so supportive and amazing. Make sure y'all go and check out his channel. When I tell y'all that he's like brilliant and hilarious, he's brilliant and hilarious. He's part of the reason, a very small part of the reason why I'm getting a little bit more free and giving y'all a little bit more entertainment. Because I went over to his channel, I was like, yo, he's over here giving a show, okay? Like giving a show. I gotta step my cookies up, all right? Von Kofi agrees with you, saying 100% yes. I've had a very close male friends with whom I never thought about or looked at in an intimate manner. Men and women can be legit platonic friends. Yes. And like, that's what I need All Americans to give us. Like, give us some of these people that don't want to bone, because golly, is that all that we think is happening out here? It's too much. Everybody who has chemistry or who looks at each other for an extended period of time do not need to sleep together. Like, I can't. Chanel says, I'm really cool off of Simone and Damon being together right now or anytime this first season. Exactly. And also we're seeing, like, we've seen that Simone made Jordan a better person, right? And like really helped him, well, when he's around her, because child, when he's not in her presence, he still be set tripping. But we've seen Simone help Jordan become a better person. And now I'm thinking that, like, even with the one episode that we got of Jordan going to Bringston to visit her, we're actually seeing what the effects of her being in this long distance relationship is doing for her. It's really helping to ground her and give her this sense of foundation at home. I feel like she's able to be as dialed in as she is at Bringston, because she does have Jordan and she knows that she has Jordan. And I like to see that. Like, I'm into it. Tink says it's supposed to give drama, not 100% romance. It's only so much that you could do with everyone locked down in a relationship. That's not entertaining. Okay, everybody going to have a snack time twice a day. Like, who got time for that? AA better step it up coming next season, because if it doesn't feel the same as season 1 did. Yeah, that's what I started the live off saying. Like, honestly, after watching today's episode, All American feels like it's a different show. And I think part of it is like, maybe I just need to make an adjustment, or the audience needs to make an adjustment and adjust what our expectations are, because I always go back to like how I felt watching season 1 and season 2, but even season 3 didn't give us that. But I feel like season 3 gave us a swing in a complete other direction, right? And like it still gave us drama, and it was still trying to move certain storylines along. This season, I feel like the only real consistent storylines that we're seeing is Layla. That has been something that began at the beginning, and then Coop. But then we don't even care about Coop. Everything else, it just feels like it's kind of arbitrary and it's just happening. And it's, I don't know, it's weird. Because of the fact that they already had Damon already attracted to Simone. The pilot episode, a platonic relationship is going to be hard for them to maintain. No, it's not, because Simone ain't interested right now. That's a very interesting. So this is something that has come up in my conversations about Bel-Air, because it's come to my attention that men think that when men are interested in women, that means that the woman automatically is interested in them. And there's just so many things wrong with that, y'all. But the first thing is that it's just not the case. Like, just because Damon is interested in Simone doesn't mean that she's going to automatically reciprocate. Like, that is not how this works. No, Vaughn, you're right. He was friend, or he said that he wasn't ever Dame's friend, but he was Dame's friend once he transferred to Westlake. But he started out at Crenshaw, and then he took Spencer's place when Spencer transferred, and he was really cool with Jarnell. Kofi, now he gotta settle for being friend. And honestly, I think that there's a dope story to tell there. Like, what do dudes need to do when they're in the friend zone? It's so funny because me and my friends have this debate all the time because I'm a big advocate of like, if a dude wants to date me, the best place that you could find yourself is in the friend zone, because I am very critical of people who I don't know and don't consider friends. So when you just approaching me about like out and about in life, I'm looking at you like, why are you talking to me? Get away from me. But like, once you have invested time and interest in me, you have gotten to know me, and I feel like you actually care about me as a person, I personally am more likely to look at you in a way that could generate romantic notions than I am for some random person off the street, because I just don't trust people, and I know that people be having with them. But I know a lot of dudes don't ever want to be in the friend zone, and it's like, don't put me in a friend zone, oh, it's a problem. But like I said, me and my friends debate all the time about how I believe that the friend zone is one of the best places a guy can end up, especially if he wants to be with somebody moving forward, because it gives you a chance to get into a space where the girl is comfortable enough with you to be herself, and you can, one, figure out if you really do like her for who the hell she is, but then two, you can really figure out what you need to do to be able to support and uplift and be there for her in a way that doesn't have the pressure of the romance from the beginning. But I also don't like the idea of like dudes using that and like trying to be snakes with it just to like game the friend zone. Like, I feel like the friend zone is the best place for a guy to be who genuinely wants to be with a girl and needs to figure out or wants to figure out how he can do so, if that makes sense. But then also, like I said, me and my friends be arguing because my homeboys be like, nah, don't put me in a friend zone. Once you do that, I ain't gonna be your friend no more. And this, like, I've gotten into arguments about it, and I'm just like, well, y'all are goofy, whatever. I hope NK doesn't become like Tyler Perry with the storylines are repetitive, because it needs to do better with Coop. Should have been in jail a long time. Nah, Coop should have been in jail a long time. What? Not Coop should have been in jail a long time ago. Now? It doesn't matter if someone reciprocates the feelings when the attraction is there. They're still hard to maintain. It's just that it's one-sided. I mean, if all that you're interested in is that sexual attraction or that romantic attraction, then yeah. But if you are actually interested in a person for being a person, then you'll be fine. But that's maturity. Most said stay away from the friend zone. Nothing good comes from there. Clearly we're gonna have to talk about it, because I am an avid believer. Get your ass in the friend zone and get to know me, because otherwise you really probably won't. I don't show a lot of people who like all of me, only my friends. So good luck with these fellas. But it's cool because I'm about to book me a flight to London. After watching Top Boy, I'm like, oh yeah, Erica, you've been talking about London for forever. I'm about to book me a flight to London, go sit my ass up in somebody's cafe and wait for some little roadman to come and start talking, okay? I can't wait for y'all to check out my Top Boy breakdowns. I'm so excited about them. I love the series so much, and all of those men are so fine. Black men. One time for the one time with black men. Y'all are gorgeous. Y'all are amazing. Y'all get on my nerves a lot of the time, but y'all are like utter, like amazing beings. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you your flowers. Shout out to all the black men in the chat right now. We love y'all. Unfortunately, Erica, that is old school thinking. John, I can't with you. Okay? I can't. I'm just not even going to do it with you. Can men and women just be friends? Yes, Lawrence. Do you not have any female friends? I feel like that's a conversation for Bel Air too. Like, yes, women and men can be friends. I have a bunch of homeboys that like I need, because they help me navigate these streets. They help me navigate other interactions with other men. And if I did not have them, I would be lost. So I have male friends. If you cannot have a friendship with the opposite sex, then I would check on yourself. Like, I would start with you, honestly. She would have to wait until she has a reason. Then it's game over. She puts way too much into everything she goes through with Damon. Wait, Angela, did I miss part of it? part of your comment? Oh, Damon and Simone both like each other equally. I disagree. I don't know what Simone says about Jordan. And Jordan and Simone are just going through the motions. Oh, child. Simone has no reason to leave Jordan right now, so she not. Okay, I mean, that's a take. To me, Damon is playing his cards right. Whatever hand she gives him, he plays it. That's why she fell asleep on him. They gave different reactions. They definitely did. Shanoa says the only problem with that is that some men don't know how to be friends for real. That's the problem. Speak it. The friend zone ain't the problem. The men who don't know how to be friends is the problem. There's a difference between a friend and a man who is waiting to sleep with you. Go ahead and pin that, Erica, because if it's a gem, it's a gem. Antonio says all my relationships except one was friends first. It can be done. Okay. We need to go live on Instagram to discuss because I got some thoughts. Kofi, we need to have a relationship talk. We need to have the friends talk. Can men and women be friends talk? Let's tap Mo in for that too. So we got to figure out when we're going to do that because I would love to have that conversation. Yeah, I prefer to be friends first. Friendship is the closest way to get full intimacy, in my opinion. There's another Tink is with me. Listen, man, don't lead each other astray trying to avoid the friend zone when it could be the promised land. I'm just saying. If you treat a girl the way you treat a regular friend, then you're putting yourself in a friend zone because you're too scared to act on your feelings. Damon isn't in the friend zone. No, John. What you're basically saying is that you don't know how to be her actual friend, so you're always going to treat her like it's something else to avoid the friend zone. But then that just means that you were never actually being her friend and you were always operating with ulterior motives. Being her actual friend means that you truly wish her well, whether she decides to be with you or not. Anything else for All American Homecoming? Because clearly now this has turned into a relationship talk. And that is a topic for another day. Yes, Top Boy is on Netflix. Is that what you're asking me about? Top Boy season 2 is streaming now on Netflix. Shout out to Keish, one of the members of the channel. She just started season 1 today because I've been talking about it on my Instagram stories. If you're not following me already, please do so at ericabane.com, all spelled out, because I'll be giving y'all little tips, not tips. I'll be giving y'all little previews into what I'm working on, what my initial thoughts are with shows and all of that on like Insta stories or TikTok or whatever before I post the video. So follow me on your favorite social media site. I live tweet during the shows and then I post on Instagram stories when I'm watching certain things, especially when I'm watching things in the middle of the night and ain't nobody up. So BRINGSTON says, I agree. You need to establish trust first. Being friends is a good way to start. It's also good to have someone in tune with your feelings. Yes. Yes. All right. Is that everything for All American and All American Homecoming? I'm very curious to see what does this mean for Damon in reference to there being no adoption records. He's going to have to go back to his mama and get some more answers and get a little bit clearer direction. I think that he also, now that he has JR's dad's number, because he called JR's dad because he's worried about him, he need to reach out to JR's dad and be like, looky here. So, sir, do you know anything? Because JR and Damon actually grew up together in Chicago as well. So, and that was mentioned in the pilot, like the backdoor pilot. So, like, I'm gonna need some more answers to be given, some questions to be asked so that the answers can be given. Good night, Vaughn. Thank you so much for joining. Antonio, you're right. A lot of guys put themselves in the friend zone because they don't speak their intentions off rip. Kofi says, look, I've been in the friend zone. I told her how I felt, and she said, I look at you like a brother, so I had to step back until we became cool again. That being said, Damon and Simone works as friends. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she would have kissed him back in that moment. I don't think she would have. So let's talk about how JR about to be suspended after he get drug tested because he definitely smoked. So he don't have to worry about quitting. He gonna have to pay for the actions that he has taken in this episode when he decides to throw his life away because of his parents' divorce. What I will say that is something that's very true to life. Like, my mom and dad weren't married, but my dad married my sister's mom. And when they went through a divorce, it was earth-shattering for my sisters. So while I hate that JR had to experience this and is making certain decisions in this episode, it is very true to life because that kind of stuff really does shake children, no matter what age they're at. All right. And yes, he's probably about to get suspended, which is probably going to put Damon in a space where he's going to wind up becoming captain because JR was captain. But if there's nothing else, y'all, look out for my breakdown videos tomorrow for both episodes. And then, of course, my previews, breaking down the trailers for each episode. I also have a couple of, like, subject matter videos that are coming later on this week. So there will be quite a few All-American videos this week to look out for. I will be going live again on Thursday to talk about the newest episode of Bel-Air. I cannot wait to do so. I'm utterly obsessed. I'm thinking about doing a live to talk about Top Boy. So I'm waiting to see, once I post these breakdowns, how many of y'all are watching it to see if we should actually do a live to discuss that series because it's absolutely amazing. Okay. I also dropped, before I got on live, the season finale of Grownish Breakdown. So go ahead and check that out if you're also watching that. And stay tuned. Go ahead and hit that like button before we get out of here. Drop any of your other thoughts, questions, or things that we didn't talk about in the comment section because I will be coming back to review that. And if I need to make a follow-up video for anything, I will do so. If you're watching the replay and you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for joining live. I will see you next week for All American, on Thursday for Bel-Air. And look out for me and Mo. Me and Mo are going to be doing some collaborative content, having a bunch of conversations. So keep it locked. And if you want to get on IG Live with me, make sure that you're following me so that you know when I do. Have a great night, y'all.